Starcast returns to the Chicago area this Labor Day weekend. Tickets for Starcast 6 are now on sale at Starcast.com and include AEW All-Out Ticket Bundle options. Join us at the Hyatt Regency Schaumburg starting Friday night, September 1st, for unique fan experiences with wrestling legends from yesterday and superstars from today. Follow Starcast events on Twitter for the latest updates about all things Starcast. Starcast 6 is brought to you in part by ProWrestlingCrate.com. Monthly mystery crates for die-hard wrestling fans. Plans start at $9.95 and are the perfect gift for any wrestling fan. Visit ProWrestlingCrate.com today.
Cold as a razor blade, as tight as a tourniquet, like the skin on a dying man.
I don't want a piece of the world. I want the whole world.
I make my own rules because it's much easier that way.
Trust me.
What's up, everybody? It's Marcus D'Angelo, and we're back with another episode of The Snake Pit. And of course, I'm joined by the Hall of Famer, the pop culture icon, Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake, what's going on, brother?
Oh man, just waiting to get into this one. I can't wait to see some of this stuff, man, because it's been a long time.
Man, this one is going to be an absolute blast. These little vignettes are a guilty pleasure of mine. For those of you that didn't hear about it last week, Jake and I are turning it back to 1991 and the start of what was supposed to be a feud with the Ultimate Warrior. And man, they did some fantastic vignettes as Jake tried to turn the Warrior to the dark side. And so just full disclosure, these videos are a little bit longer than our usual ones, but let me say it is well worth it. But before we get going, I want to give a shout out to Derek Sabato on this episode. He does research for ad-free shows, gave me a hand on some of this stuff with some great questions. So this one's going to be a really fun episode today, Jake.
Good.
So, I mean, getting into this program with Warrior, you were fresh off your rivalry with Earthquake, and John squishing Damien and making Quake burgers out of him is something fans still talk about all these years later. We'll definitely discuss it down the road. But for right now, it's reported at the time that you missed WrestleFest 91 in St. Louis at Busch Stadium, an event that appeared to mark the blow-off for your rivalry with Earthquake. Unfortunately, it's reported that you missed the event due to re-aggravating your neck injury. So Jim Duggan took your place in a victory over Earthquake. Was there one particular instance at this time that hurt your neck, or was it just something that had been bugging you for a while?
Accumulative. It was just kept, just flaring up, and I try my best to fight it, but I missed that, man. I hated missing that.
Yeah, it's a bummer because it's a big event. As I said, it's at Busch Stadium, so it was like, all the buildup between you and Earthquake was kind of leading to this moment, and then it's just kind of, never really came to fruition. But it is what it is, and I know that injury still plagues you to this day.
Yeah, it does.
Was it better following your surgery in '89, or just tolerable enough to work?
It was better, but every time I gave a DDT, I would feel electrical current go through my body.
Wow.
It shocked me each time I did a DDT. But I couldn't quit doing those.
No. I mean, that was your whole thing. Now, is that something that followed you for, even up until 93, 96, every single time you dropped somebody?
Yeah, every fucking time.
It had to make you a little bit nervous, right?
It scared me.
Yeah.
It really scared me.
Like feeling those electrical currents. I know me personally, I'd be like, when's the time going to happen when I drop somebody and this current gives me a full body shock and I can't stand up?
Exactly, man. I was scared to death.
Dude, terrifying. But in your defense,
I kept doing it.
And why wouldn't you at the time? Really? I mean, there's millions of dollars on the line, this is your gimmick. Have to do it. Now, at the time, what are the doctors saying to you here in 91 as you continue to struggle?
Well, they're telling me to get the fuck out of the ring.
Oh Lord, that's not an option.
Yeah, that was their remedy for it. was to get out of the ring. Quit doing that.
I mean, did you ever consider it at that point?
No.
Now, here in 91, you'd had a nice career, and I'm sure you'd made quite a lot of money up to this point. Was there a thought like, okay, in 5 years I'll get out, or like anything of that nature?
No, man.
You were thinking, I'm
Keep
doing this till
going.
the wheels come off.
Exactly.
Hard to blame you, dude. I mean, when you're on top like that, you're making good money. It's like, boy, it would be really tough to stop.
Yeah.
Jim Neidhart would also come and replace you on the road during your injury and beat Earthquake every night. The Anvil is not a guy that we discuss on the show very often. Any good stories about him? Did you know him in Calgary?
I knew him in Calgary. Oh yeah.
You got to tell us one.
Oh my God. The Hearts used to get him to do the most crazy shit. We went up to Montana, and they convinced him to walk down the street with gym pants on and a tank top.
All right.
That's all. It's 20 below zero. And he's walking down the street going to the gym.
Oh my God. Was he selling it?
No. Fuck no. He'd go into the gym and he'd say, put all the weight on there. And they would load up the rack, And he would get under it and do 2 or 3 reps, set it down. This gym is not good enough. There's got to be a better gym. I'll find it. And he'd march out of there again.
Oh my
out
God.
into the cold weather.
What a maniac.
Oh,
and I'll tell you what, that takes a hell of a man just strutting ass in there, freezing cold. You're not warmed up, and just put it up a couple times, get out of there.
He put 400 on there and pop it 3 or 4 times,
That is unbelievable.
And most of those gyms just didn't have the weight.
For a guy that size? Nope.
No.
Man, what a freak athlete, and cool, that he's kind of taking your place here. I know that he had been gone from the company and now he's back in, so it's certainly a guy deserving of a good spot in the company.
Yeah.
Another name that we never really have a chance to discuss much is Steve Kern. He was about to come into the company here as Skinner at the time. Seems like a guy that's pretty much loved by everybody. Do you have a Steve story?
No, I don't, man. Unfortunately, I don't.
Did you know him from like your Florida days?
No. I never crossed paths with Steve.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's he's one of those guys that, and pretty much any time I talk to somebody from your era, they're like, "Oh, Steve, what a great guy."
Yeah. I wish I had met him.
Oh, what do you think of his gimmick here? Is the tobacco-loving alligator hunter?
That's what I can say about it.
Didn't quite work out, and
no.
It wouldn't be long before he started putting on the face paint and being the other doink. So
yeah,
that kind of tells you that it didn't quite work.
No.
Well, so following Earthquake crushing Damien, there was a very clear shift in your character. Your promos became darker, and you were kind of on the hunt for vengeance all the time. And the whole thing worked really perfectly with what was to come. And so, I mean, was this an intentional effort at the time, or just kind of happy circumstance?
No, it's just where I went. I realized I had to be meaner, bigger, badder.
Man, and it just works so well with your impending heel turn here, where it's like, you're kind of like a happy but sort of heelish guy, and now on the way you're becoming darker and darker, and then finally this whole thing happens with Warrior. So after Warrior had been locked in an airtight casket by The Undertaker and left for dead, you appeared on an episode of The Funeral Parlor and told Bearer that you plan to teach Warrior the ways of the dark side. That statement led to our first clip this week and the Ultimate Warrior's first trial on his path to mastering the dark side.
I'm sure you got an uneasy feeling. You maybe even feel a little sick right now. A little uneasiness in the stomach because this is where it started for you. Take it easy, my man. Sit down. Come on. Relax. Trust me, you told me you wanted to know. You wanted to know all about The Undertaker. You asked me. Well, I'm showing you. Yeah, this is the same casket you were in once before. You fought for your life. That was the mistake. You fought it. You've got to learn The Undertaker's way, brother. It's the dark side, the snake side, if you can understand. So, my man, Trust me, look at me, warrior. Slim, brother. I'm not gonna fight you for this. If you don't want to know, brother, I got something else to do. I'm not gonna fight you. If you want to learn, you'll lay down and you'll relax and accept it, man. Take that walk. You gotta walk it alone. I can show you the path, but I can't walk along and hold your hand. So if you're ready, warrior, as ugly as it feels, as bad as it smells, release it. Release it. Come on, open up your soul, brother, and let the snake in. Come on, now lay down. Lay down, my man. Lay down, relax. Breathe through it. Breathe. Come on. Breathe. We gotta shut this thing, my man. We gotta shut it. Come on, come on. Easy. Hey, go for what you want, man. Go for what you want. But if you want to learn about the Undertaker, you get to learn where he came from. This is only the first piece of the puzzle. You said you came to me. I want to know. Trust me. Lay down. Trust me. Trust me. Lay down. Go on. Lay down. Lay down, warrior. Lay down. Lay down. Come on. Come on. Where are you going, man? You think you're going to find the puzzle, put it all together without doing this? I know. I've been there. I walked on that side, man. If you're going to get to heaven, you got to go through hell. Take it easy. So trust me, my friend. Trust me and let me show you. There you go. Nice and easy. Easy. It's nice and slow, see? Nice and slow. Yeah, first piece of the puzzle, my man. Just the first piece. The first one. And you got to sit back and live with it. There. Relax. Quit fighting it. Breathe easy, my man. Trust me. Let the coolness creep upon you. Feel it. Maybe you've gone long enough. No, I don't think so. Not quite. I mean, if you're going to go for it, man, go all the way. Take it to the limit, right? You don't want a piece of the pie, you want it all. I think you finally released it, didn't you? The fear. Let it creep out of your body. Let's see how you're feeling, big man. Let's see how you're feeling now. Yeah. Let's see how the big warrior feels now. Oh, that's the same look. The look of the Undertaker. It's in your eyes, warrior. It's in your eyes.
The look of the Undertaker, Jake.
Super freaky.
he's got it. As you guys are recording this stuff, and he's doing a classic warrior shtick where he's just puffing and puffing and farting and screaming. What are you thinking? Like, man, this is not gonna fucking hit.
I didn't think he was ever gonna let me get him in that damn casket, man.
So I was gonna ask you about that. Is he resistant to do this?
No, man. He wasn't resisting it. He was just doing it his way.
Oh, okay. The overacting.
Yeah, that was his way, and that's the way we're going to do
it. I mean, that was a 4-minute segment that very easily could have been 2 minutes.
Easily. It would have been better with 2 minutes.
Right. But he's just taking his sweet time getting down there. He's making his noises, grunting. So he survives the first of the 3 challenges, but the seeds are clearly planted for your heel turn here, where you're kind of really relishing this idea of torturing him a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Did Vince come to you and tell you that he planned to make you a heel? Did you pitch the idea, or how did the whole thing come to be?
They came to me with it and said, this is where we're going. And I said, you mean I get to work with the champ? Yep. That's all I cared about.
It's interesting because, you're coming off this really very sympathetic run against Earthquake where the fans were all kind of rallying behind you. And
Yeah.
now in Vince logic, he's just like, okay, time to turn him heel now. It's just,
Yeah.
it's fascinating. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our new sponsor, Fume, and their incredible product. Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. We're not talking about some weird mind voodoo from your crazy neighbor or replacing one bad habit with another. We're talking about our sponsor, Fume. They look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-nominated device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all-natural, delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. I got my Fume in the mail and I was blown away by the amazing flavor. With options like crisp mint, orange vanilla, maple pepper, and more, there's truly something for everyone and every preference. Also, I am definitely a fidgeter, and Fume scratches that itch as well. It's perfectly balanced, feels great in my hand, and acts as a great stress reliever. Also, it just looks cool. The design includes real wood, a sleek look, and a great shape. Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 100,000 customers and has thousands of success stories. There's no reason that can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use code SNAKE to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack. That's tryfum.com and use code SNAKE to save an additional 10% off your order today. And now, I know you've talked about it here on the show before, but I think it's worth repeating for this episode. What can you tell us about Vince asking you to work with the Ultimate Warrior here at the end of summer 91?
Oh my God, man. That brings back a bad memory.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Orlando wrestling, and Blackjack Lanza came to me and said, Vince is on the phone. You need to talk to him. And I thought to myself, oh my God, what have I done? So I went to the phone, and Vince was on the line, and he said, okay. Said, we want you to work with Warrior. I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. I'm ready. And he says, well, before you work with Warrior, you got to go to him to his locker room and ask him if it's okay, if he'll work with you. I'm like, are you kidding me? I've got to go ask him to work with me? And he said, yeah, that's what you got to do. I'm like, oh my God. It was so humiliating.
I told Ted DiBiase this story on our podcast, Everybody's Got a Pod, and he was he was in shock. He was like, Jake had to ask Warrior to work with him?
Yeah. So I went, locked on the door, and he yelled at me, come in, and I went in, and I said, listen, I just talked to Vince. He's talking about you and I doing something together. And he's like, okay, here's the way it goes. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Just show up and be on time. Don't fuck up anything. I don't care about you or your family, you or your problems. I don't want to hear about any of that shit.
Yeah.
Just be there. And I was like, well, fuck yeah, okay. Are you serious? Yeah, it was, that sucked.
And you're not a guy who's afraid to stick up for yourself, but under these circumstances, it's like, man, there's an awful lot of money on the line. You just got to bite
I
your
got to
tongue.
bite my lip, man.
So frustrating, man. And so I know Warrior's a top guy here, which implies that you'd be making top money running against him.
Yeah.
Did Vince or anybody come to you and say like, hey, Jake, here's kind of what you might expect as far as pay is concerned?
No.
There was never anything outlined. Just you knew it was implied.
I knew that's where the money was at.
Frustrating, man. And what's ironic here is that during the same time as I'm doing the research, it's like Warrior is not exactly an upstanding citizen, and here he is talking to you about making sure you're going to be there.
Oh yeah.
Like he was he no-showed some events during this time due to like
Yeah.
what he called personal issues. He was giving Vince a ton of shit about only wanting to work on weekends, which I think was a deal that Hogan had worked out somehow. So it's like he's not being a great employee here, and he's preaching to you about like behaving yourself during this. It's just absurd. Well, so Jake, this is also the start of the whole "trust me" thing with you, which is two words that are gonna kind of become part of your legacy here. What can you tell us about how that whole thing came to be?
They just came to me and said, we got new interest music and blah, blah, blah. That was it.
Man, it's something cool. It's something that fans still say to this day. I see it on T-shirts. I think we've actually got a couple shirts in our shop that say "Trust me" on them. So it's just, man, I'll tell you what, just two words, very simple, but certainly made.
Yeah, like, trust me, blow me.
You know what? We'll make that a shirt in there. Just
we
blow
should.
me, Jake Roberts.
To know me is to blow me.
Well, I'll tell you, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You weren't done with the Warrior yet. Our second clip this week is my personal favorite of the three, as you have Warrior digging up the past.
Take
Oh,
the
yeah.
same steps that a snake takes. But the warrior has begun. He has walked these same steps I'm taking now. Felt the earth beneath his feet, the very same dirt. I wonder how many times this tree has seen someone buried underneath the dirt. The warrior has felt the coldness of the stone. I wonder what lion was buried there. The warrior's not taking these steps because he wants to, it's because he has to. To put the puzzle together. To put the puzzle together, he's had to do the hardest thing any man could do. Trust me. Trust me. And he has done that. And he has learned. But you see, you might be wondering where the warrior is right now. You might say he's digging up the past. Yeah, digging up the past. There we go, my man. Exhume the truth that lies beneath the soil. Come on, dig. Dig. You, Snake Man, the only other one that walks living amongst the dead. Oh, come on, faster, my big man. Use those big wide shoulders. Deeper. Oh, hey, Dirk, that's not gold, my man. That's what we're both looking for. Here, give me that spoon. You don't need a spoon no more. Crack the shell, brother. He's there. He's there. Come on. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Come on, reach into the bowels of that. Pull it out. It's there. Ooh, that's nice, huh? Smells nice, doesn't it? Death is always great to smell, huh, warrior? Huh? Oh, what a stench, huh? Take that. Oh, wait now. This is just the beginning, Trust me. If I done you wrong, you listen to me, my man. Yeah, you listen. You see, now, I must bury you with the same soil. Oh, the very same soil, my man. Bury your fear, warrior. That's what we must do. I trusted you before, Snake Man. Before my gods, I trust you once again. Bury me, Snake Man! Stand your ground, warrior! Stand your ground!
Some trippy shit, dude.
Just about good. You know, by sunrise we'll know if you've passed this test, warrior. Even though the largest piece of the puzzle will be given to you on Thursday, huh? But for now, huh? Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Cast your eyes into the sockets of the dead. so you can understand the visions of the living.
Oh my God.
Jake, that was something else.
Oh, brother.
So you got him robbing a grave
Yeah.
to introduce him to the dark side.
Yeah, dig up a skull.
I mean, dude, the fog rolling in, it's just 80s horror movie vibes. It's just such a cool aesthetic. It's cheesy, yes, but it's cheesy in the same way as like A Nightmare on Elm Street was cheesy.
Brother, let me tell you about this.
Yeah.
I got a call from Vince telling me that we're going to shoot a fucking vignette after the show in Hartford. I'm like,
right.
After the show, it's going to be 11 o'clock at night. Bullshit, it ain't going to be 11. It's going to be 3 a.m. We were out in this fucking graveyard at 3 o'clock in the morning shooting this shit.
My God.
I don't know how in the hell they got away with it.
Rumor has it that back in the day, was it Bruce Pritchard that was producing it, do you recall?
Yeah.
So rumor has it that back in the day, they would just do it guerrilla style, meaning that they wouldn't go out and get any permits or anything like that. They would just go to these locations and say, all right, let's just do it and start filming.
Fuck.
So, like, I mean, was there an open grave just there?
No, they dug it. They dug it with a backhoe.
My God. All right. He had to have had a permit for that, but holy shit, at that hour of the night?
3 o'clock in the morning, man.
Oh my God.
Oh, I was fucking dead. Dead and drunk.
So I'd want to be drunk to be out in a graveyard at 3 in the morning.
I was fucked up. I guarantee you. I remember that. I remember that night.
So you were out until 3 in the morning doing this thing.
Between 3 and 4, yeah.
Right after a show.
Yeah.
So it's, man, yeah, I'd probably be drinking myself. I'm going to be out that late.
Yeah, I got back to the hotel at 6:30.
Oh, and let me guess, you had to probably go to a town or something the
I
next
had
day.
to catch a flight at fucking 9.
Just insanity. And then I know that you're not getting it on the first take with Warrior. So it's like, I'm assuming multiple takes. Oh, yeah. Oh, good Lord. It had to take forever. I also get the impression that Warrior is not exactly easygoing. I mean, do you remember him giving anybody any shit about climbing into a grave or getting inside of a coffin? Or
no, I think I bet you a lot of this was Warrior's idea.
Really?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised because it came off like it was his idea, to do this ridiculous fucking shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is ridiculous, and yes, it is cheesy, and like the skull, and he's staring into the sockets, and like just the corny like crossfades and stuff with the editing. But I will say, I kind of love it just because it's like
it's well done,
very well done, and it really feels like an 80s horror movie that you guys have stepped into.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys, it's time to unleash the beach beast within you. This summer, Manscaped is here to help you level up your beach game with their new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. They're going past waist deep in the grooming game and diving headfirst into your facial hair fantasies. The Beard Hedger is a game changer, allowing you to shape your beard like a true beach babe. So this summer, let the beach balls bounce and turn heads all over the place. Visit manscaped.com and use code SNAKEPIT for 20% off and free shipping. Guys, it's time to tame your mane and say goodbye to all your stubble trouble with Manscaped's Beard Hedger Pro Kit. If you're like me, you shave in the morning, and by the afternoon, you're already starting to get that 5 o'clock shadow. I need a product that I can depend on, that's high quality, and that presents options for my facial hair. Look no further than the Beard Hedger. First off, this cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons upsetting your wife. The titanium-coated T-blade is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to single-stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Plus, it's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower and avoid all the hair in the sink. Trust me, your significant other will definitely appreciate that. The Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. They have created 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. First, there's the beard shampoo and conditioner. You need to remember that all hair is different, so your beard hair is going to be more coarse and easier to damage than the hair on your head. That's why the kit has made shampoo and conditioner specifically designed to moisturize, reduce ingrown hairs, replace natural oils, and promote beard health. Next, the kit has Manscaped's beard oil. This helps relieve dryness both on the beard and the skin beneath while adding a little shimmer and shine. Cap off the kit with the Beard Balm, a pomade that shapes styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look to attract any fellows or dames. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. Manscaped has thought of literally everything you need to be at your very best this summer. Guys, summer is in full swing, so don't wait. Get 20% off and free shipping with code SNAKEPIT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code SNAKEPIT. Manscaped Beard Hedger. 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths.
Hey guys, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley here, and I need to call a quick timeout, a brief timeout, because I wanted to tell your listeners what I have been telling Foley is Pod listeners for a while now about all the cool things happening over on adfreeshows.com.
On the debut episode of Making the Town, Lou Meany takes us through the memorable matches and moments of the famed ECW arena, including one that was never seen.
Something very special happened after the power went off. Paul Heyman went out into the ring and spoke to the crowd without a microphone, and the crowd just stayed quiet and listened. And he gave the most heartfelt thank you to that crowd that night. And the biggest shame of it is there's no footage of it because the power went out.
On an all-new Tuesday with the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan talks about what some of the greatest factions of all time have in common.
4 horsemen, 4 guys when they're at their strongest. NWO, 4 guys when they're at the strongest. And then Bloodline, 4 guys. But they also had a manager, each one of them. JJ, Eric, and Paul E.
That's just a small taste, a sampling, if you will, of what we have waiting for you. With 4 levels to choose from. See for yourself why ad-free shows is the best value in wrestling today. Sign up now at adfreeshows.com.
Well, so following this, they would air Randy Savage's bachelor party, and some very clear seeds are planted for what's to come next. Here's a short clip of it.
Unlock the door. Your name's not on the list. What's going on around here? There's always some trouble, always something going on around here. What?
I should have known you were here.
Oh, I didn't know.
You're here, huh? Oh, man, I'll tell you something. I come down here to wish Randy Savage, give him a little bit of my best, you know. Hey, good luck, Randy, with the marriage. You're going to need it. I come down here with a good attitude. My name's not on this list. Who is this guy?
Your name's not on the list? Oh. Well, I put your name on the list.
You put my name.
Top of the list.
Oh, sure. No,
Top of the
you
list.
didn't.
I didn't know. Let him in.
I'll tell you what, forget that, man. Just tell Savage, thanks a lot, huh? Well, thanks a lot for wasting my time. I got a lot of important things to do, you know? Like getting ready for Thursday night. You know what Thursday night is, Bobby?
I heard.
Yeah. Thursday night, man. Warrior, you've trusted me twice, man. You've opened up your heart. You've let me into your soul. You let me show you a little bit of the dark side. This Thursday night, though, man, you get the final piece of the puzzle. Maybe a little bit more than you want. It's going to be a hard piece to swallow. But you want to know the dark side, man? I'm going to give it to you. Maybe you'd like to go see it, huh? No, I don't think so, Bobby. You're not a man for that. I'll be ready Thursday night. Warrior, you be ready.
So at this point, we know what's to come here with Warrior. So as far as you're concerned, you've just started your program with him, but here you're clearly planting seeds for an issue with Savage. What do you remember about like why this would have happened?
I don't.
All I can think, Jake, is that they wanted to do tag team matches with you and Taker against Warrior and Savage. Like, well, there's just no other reason for this interaction.
Maybe.
I mean, clearly they had this idea planned for the wedding and the gift, which is gonna. We might actually discuss that next month, SummerSlam '91, and what you did after their marriage. But yeah, I just found the whole thing really kind of fascinating. And so at this time, Flair is coming into the company as a heel. a young Undertaker who is getting a really strong heel reaction. Warrior's a giant pain in the ass, and you've got a proven track record for your ability to draw as a baby face and sell merch. So I'm wondering, is there any hesitancy on your part when it comes to turning heel after all your success?
No, I wanted to turn heel.
So, like, despite the success and the merch and Warrior being a giant pain in the ass, you were just ready to go back to it?
I wanted to be a heel again, man. I have much more fun being a heel. I enjoyed it more.
Now, were you eyeing potential feuds with anybody else at this time?
I didn't. I knew if I turned heel, I had an opportunity to go with the champ. That's what I wanted.
Now, what about from an injury standpoint? Here you are just returning from a re-aggravated neck injury, and you're preparing to climb into the ring with a guy who has a tendency to be really reckless with his opponents. Any hesitation?
No, because I was going to change that.
What were you going to do?
I'll break his fucking arm if I have to.
So, I mean, the idea being that, like, okay, he's reckless. He throws those really nasty clotheslines, those body blocks, picks people up over the head and just fucking drops them.
I don't mind that one. That's easy.
Because you can stop yourself with your arms before you hit.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, he's not exactly a guy that you can sit down and have a conversation with ahead of time and say, hey, Jim, I need you to do this during our match.
No,
right?
but I had ways of stopping him.
Just leaning on him?
Leaning on him and taking the wind out of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with like kidney shots. Shots to the lower back.
That will definitely slow a guy down.
Oh, yeah.
Once he pees blood after that first night.
There you go.
Well, and plus he's going to be blown up before he gets to the ring because of his fucking rundown there.
He is.
So I think he'd have been okay. Plus, I'm sure that you were dying to give him a receipt after that first interaction.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Well, you teased it at the end of the last clip. It's the final trial for the Ultimate Warrior, and it's one that still gets a lot of play today on YouTube and social media. Let's watch it.
To the place that holds it all, brother. Inside this dark room, my man, there's a coffin. And in that coffin, Lucifer himself. And you know what Lucifer has for you? Final piece to the puzzle. You've trusted me to this point. You've reached out and you've given me your hand and you believed in me. You opened your soul and let me have it. But you need to step inside this room because in this room there's that coffin and Lucifer sits waiting for you. Reach in there, grab him by the throat, and let him give you the answer.
The trust I had before did me no wrong. The Ultimate Warrior has no fear. Let me in.
Stand back, my man. Sounds real nice, doesn't it? Go on. It's dark, but you're not afraid of darkness. Learn to live. Learn to slide in, my man. Go for it. You'll find the answer in the center of the room, warrior. I know it's dark, but find it.
I'm stepping on. What is it, Snake Man?
Oh, maybe I'll shed a little light on the subject for you there, big guy. What do you think about that, warrior? Just a few friends of mine, huh? Oh, just little friends of mine. Come on, they're just snakes. Just a little skin prick, nothing that'll hurt you. You can do it, warrior. If you want the answer, you'll reach into a coffin and find what the Undertaker is made of. Now, come on, let's get to the center of the room, brother.
Nothing of this, Snake Man.
Oh, come on, it's part of what you've been through. You were buried in dirt. You were buried in a casket, and I brought you through it. Trust me. Trust me, go to the center of the room. Snake Man. Where it all happened. Come on. Slide your feet along and we don't step on the snakes. Move them out of your way. Easy. Easy. There's no need to harm them. Don't harm them. Open the coffin up. But you gotta get closer to see the answer. It's inside. I promise. I swear to you, warrior. And all I believe. It's there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Warrior. Huh? Oh, not what you expected. Oh, it's not what the doctor ordered, is it? No. Is the heartbeat a little faster? Is your blood pumping, warrior? Take care of yourself. Relax, I've told you. Getting a little sick now, huh? It's part of it. The venom racing through your body. Turn on, big man. Come on. Oh, yeah, that's nice, huh? Come on, don't you give up. No, it's not over yet. Come on, Warrior. Fight all you want. Fight all you want, Warrior. There's nothing left to give me, is there? Drop, Warrior. Drop like the common man that you are. The poison runs through your veins. Oh, goodbye, cruel world. Goodbye. Goodbye, Warrior. Oh, yeah. Oh, good man. The man in black. Why don't you come and see how the devil's work is done? He fights to survive. Oh, what a love, don't we? A warrior. Reach out for me. I'm a snake. Never trust a snake.
I don't care, Jake. That's fun.
Damn, I am really good. You know that?
It was good. And I was gonna say, I'm guessing that Warrior had multiple takes. I would guess that you didn't have very many takes.
No, oh no. One take.
One take, Jake. That's
Yeah.
what they called you.
We had all the snakes in that room, over 200 snakes in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And we told him, slide your feet through them. That way you don't step on them. You don't get bit. What did he do? He just went in there and stomped around, man. He got bit several times. It was funnier than shit, man. Oh, fuck.
I'd be willing to bet he was saying "oh fuck" too, and then you probably have to redo it. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Yeah, and so you were saying in the middle of that, like, slide your feet. There's no reason to harm them. I feel like that was a shoot. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it was, man. I was trying to help the motherfucker,
Ugh, what a dope.
Did you see the one snake swallowing another one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, like, pretty creepy shit, and you're getting some great stuff on film. And then, like, the cobra coming up, and it almost looks like a puppet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Dude.
It was awesome, bro.
Just incredible.
To be all fairness with him, we did every one of those in one take.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Got to give it up then, because I've seen his promos and some of the outtakes where it's like Vince makes him start over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this has got to be all the time with this motherfucker. But he actually nailed it.
They just let me guide him through it, man.
That's fantastic. Wow. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
So Meltzer has it in the Observer that the plan was for you to rest your neck following this whole Warrior Undertaker thing while they kind of finished up, and then start on the house shows with Warrior in mid-October.
Yeah.
Jake, that sounds to me like the plan was for you guys to make it all the way to WrestleMania.
Oh man, I can only dream of what might have happened. Because as we all know, he gets fired.
Yes, he does, and
fuck.
we are going to discuss that next month on the SummerSlam episode. All the details behind it.
Yeah.
Meltzer's got all the notes, so we'll cover it all. Okay, everybody, let's take a quick minute to discuss one of my favorite partners. We're talking about AG1 and how they have truly transformed my life with their daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. I used to start every day taking a bunch of multivitamins, or how about worse, mixing a healthy shake. The vitamins were expensive and annoying, and to get the shake right, you've got to go shopping. You've got to get every single ingredient, and then you've got to clean the blender. You've got to take the blender apart and clean the blades, and it's such a pain in the butt. It takes up so much time. Nearly a year ago, I started drinking AG1 every day because I was fed up with that morning routine, and it is truly a game changer for me. Now I have a single solution that supports my entire body and covers my nutritional bases every single day. I wanted more energy. I wanted to make sure that my immune system was well supported, especially with my young daughter in daycare bringing home germs every day. I also wanted better gut health, and I wanted a simple solution to incorporate into my daily routine that I enjoyed the taste of. AG1 checked every single box. Here's the best part for me, guys. It's easy. My schedule is very full every single day, and AG1 made life easy by providing 75 high-quality ingredients that give me key daily nutrients by simply mixing 1 scoop in a cup of water. That's it. I drink it, and I'm done. It's an easy micro habit that delivers macro results. I know what your next question must be. How much does it cost? That's always my next question. Well, how about less than $3 a day? Break the habit of going to Starbucks or going to the gas station and getting a coffee and a breakfast and a bunch of calories that you don't need. Spend less money and get a science-driven formulation of vitamins, probiotics, and whole food source nutrients instead with AG1. Now that is a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Just go to drinkag1.com/snake. That's drinkag1.com/snake, SNAKE. Check it out, guys. I can guarantee you will not regret it. We have one final short clip here that I had to include, Jake. This promo is short, but you tell a story that pretty well sums up your heel turn for Warrior and the fans.
Lay a little story to you so maybe you'll understand exactly where I'm coming from. Once upon a time, there was a little rabbit hopping down a trail, and he looks out onto the roadway, and a snake had been crushed by a car, nearly dead, but not quite. And the rabbit hopped out, and he looked down at the snake, and he says, "Snake, I know you're hurt badly, and I'm going to take you back to my den and help you, and I'm going to nurse you back to health." And the snake said, "Oh, no, you can't do that. I'm a snake. I'm a snake. You can't do that." "No, but I'm going to make you my friend, Mr. Snake." So he did. He carried that snake back to his den, put him in his den, and slowly but surely he did nurse him back to health, just like the rabbit said he would. Then one day the rabbit went out for more food, more water for the snake. He came back. The snake was gone. He turned around, and there was the snake in front of him, and the snake said, "Mr. Rabbit, I am going to eat you." And the rabbit said, "Oh no, I'm your friend." And the snake said, "In the very beginning, I told you I was a snake. And you, Ultimate Warrior, have to be the biggest, dumbest rabbit I've ever seen."
Man, short and sweet, dude. That was fantastic. Now, that's based on a fable that has a number of different versions. Where did you come up with it?
Oh, I just remembered as a kid being told that story.
Dude, it was just really cool, and you can tell it's like off the cuff. You're improvising the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Just unimaginably cool promo and like way outside the box thinking. I loved it.
Thank you.
So absolutely. So Jake, we're about to wrap up. I do want to know though, these vignettes, yep, cheesy and a little bit ridiculous at times, but like they were cool and it's something that fans are still talking about today.
Yeah.
Do you think that this kind of thing is missing in modern wrestling?
Sure I do. Sure I do. Fans love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They love vignettes. They eat
do.
that shit up. And it's a great way to get your characters over. But it takes time to do them. And they're just not getting done these days.
Man, I'd love to see more of them. I think there's so much meat on the bone. And as you said, it's, rather than just having a wrestler come out and say, okay, here's the guy.
I'm the best. Okay, right. Fuck you. We've seen this shit before.
Let us get to know them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us
Do
a
some
story.
vignettes. Paint a picture for them.
I definitely think it's missing, and I would love to see more of this kind of thing in modern wrestling. Hopefully, AEW will make something like this happen. Because, dude, it's again iconic. All these years later, it's still something that people talk
Yeah.
about and think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as we know, the program with Warrior would not come to fruition. We will tell that story on a later episode. Jake, I do have to ask. You mentioned before that your feud with Warrior would have likely represented your greatest pay for a program ever.
Yeah.
Because it didn't happen, I would love to know, what was your top money earning program of your career?
Oh, me and Savage, me and Steamboat.
I see. The researcher Derek Sabato asked me that question, and he was like, "You've got to ask him what it was." And I was like, "It's got to be Jake and Andre." But no, it makes more sense that it would be Steamboat and Savage with the money and crowd you guys were drawing.
Yeah, Steamboat and Savage, man.
All right, Jake, let's hit some fan questions and then we'll get out of here. Wrestling for everyone. What trial that you put the Ultimate Warrior through was your personal favorite?
Probably making him dig the grave in the bit the shtick that I did before we went to him.
Mm-hmm.
It was some good stuff.
You had a good monologue, and it's such a cool scene. And it's 3 a.m. Yep, probably a bummer, but man, it's you guys got some good shit out of it at the end.
I remember specifically one line is I tapped the stone and said, "How many lies live here?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's so true.
It was cool, and it was like very kind of like Edgar Allan Poe sort of vibes in there.
Absolutely.
Really fun. Jason Bayless asks, how far in advance was this feud started and the Natural Disasters feud dropped? Because I know that I have the preview magazine somewhere that SummerSlam 91 was supposed to be Jake and Andre versus the Natural Disasters as the big payoff.
Never heard about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I had to include that one because I'm like, it was in a preview magazine. So I know that Andre at this point was actually walking with 2 canes to get around.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the plan. And then they're like, Andre is not in good enough shape for this.
Yeah.
Last question. Chef Akan asks, is it true that there were issues with PETA after Warrior kicked a snake? We saw him boot a couple snakes there. Was there any shit given?
Well, I never heard about it, but it probably was.
I'm knowing PETA, I'm sure that they were not going to stand for that shit.
No.
All right, Jake, that'll do it for this week. And next week, of course, we're going to be coming out with some fresh content from the Snake Pit. So stay tuned because, man, there are a lot of stories left to tell. Guys, remember your favorite shirt from back in the golden age of wrestling? Well, so do we. Right now on the Snake Pit page at boxofgimmicks.com, we have a spinoff of one of Jake's most popular shirts from that era. It's just a small sample of what we have to offer in vintage fashion over on our page. Go check out the Snake Pit page at boxofgimmicks.com now and find out for yourself. Guys, if you're looking to attract that 25 to 54-year-old male demographic to your product or service, why haven't you gone to advertise with snake.com yet? Jake is a household name to this day. He's appearing on AEW. He's still making the rounds at Comic Cons and signings and tons of events around the country. He's still over like Rover, and you can get him to put over your stuff to the exact audience that you're targeting. If you need evidence that it works, just listen to our show. We routinely advertise for the same businesses because they know that what we do works. Head to advertise with snake.com and team up with the Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts. JakeTheSnakeShop.com is your destination for rare signed collectibles from the master of the DDT himself. Jake just added an 8x10 of both himself and his wife Cheryl, and you can get it signed by both of them. There's a ton of great stuff there, so go pick out a new centerpiece for your collection right now at JakeTheSnakeShop.com. Check out Jake's Cameo at cameo.com/JakeSnake for a personalized message that you won't get anywhere else. Here's a review from Amancio. That was so good, I cried. Jake offered encouragement and advice way beyond what I expected and made my friend's birthday incredibly special. We're touched by his words and his spellbinding persona. Love you, Jake. Amancio isn't the only one who feels that way. Check out the reviews now and order a Cameo for yourself or a friend at cameo.com/JakeSnake. Check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/@SnakePitPod for short clips from our show, highlights, and some exclusive content. We also recently did a giveaway for subscribers, and we plan on doing more. All you've got to do to be eligible is like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell over there, and you're not only going to get some excellent content, but you'll also be eligible for all future giveaways. Also, if you've enjoyed our podcast, please like, subscribe, give us a 5-star review on all platforms. That helps us out a ton. And just a reminder, you can get the Snake Pit and all of our other shows in our network early and ad-free at adfreeshows.com, starting at just $9 a month. That is less than 15 cents an episode each month. And plus, depending on the level that you get to, you get all kinds of crazy bonus content. Kevin Sullivan just started a show over there, and they are tearing it down with some incredible content there. And from a guy who has got just a wealth of knowledge from 50 years of experience in the wrestling business. You also get interactive chats with some of your favorite hosts and wrestling personalities and much more over there. Guys, if you're a wrestling fan and you're not on adfreeshows.com, you are missing out. At least get over there and try the free trial right now. adfreeshows.com. Catch Jake on Twitter at JakeSnakeDDT, on Instagram at JakeTheSnakeDDT, and on Facebook at Real Jake the Snake. Follow me at Marcus P. D'Angelo on Twitter, and follow the podcast at Snake Pit Pod on all social media platforms. Another excellent episode in the books here this week, and we'll be back with another one next week right here on the Snake Pit.
Hey, I'm Double J Jeff Jarrett, and I know a thing or two about walking out on a bad deal, like paying someone else's mortgage. Don't let your landlord get over on you. Walk out on that bad deal and stop throwing your money away on rent today with SaveWithConrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. You may not even need a down payment. Your new house payment could be less than what you're paying now. So if you're still renting, what are you doing? Conrad and his team can help you reverse your landlord's figure 4 leg lock, and you can move up the card to home ownership. Visit SaveWithConrad.com today. That's right, SaveWithConrad.com today.
NMLS number 65084, equal housing lender. Woo!